Okay, it is now about 12:30. I've been here for 2.5 hours. I asked for all my identifications. I gave everything that I had, credit cards, everything. I didn't have my social on me, but I gave my passport, my driver's license, my weapons carry license. And now I'm just sitting here waiting. They let everybody go before me, and I'm still waiting. I just want to go to my B&B and go to sleep.
A bunch of things came up, so with the criminal search. So with this, your social security number, driver's license, all that 2006, you had the reckless driving, and then in 2014 the DUI, and then 2014 there was giving false name, address, birthday to law enforcement. 2014. So the reckless and the false name and information to law enforcement are never deemed rehab. Like you have to apply for a special. Like the other ones, like the DUI in 2014, after 10 years passes, you're good if you just had that, with just the DUI. But with the other one, the other two, the reckless and the giving the false name and all that makes it where it's the 10-year thing doesn't apply. You'd have to apply. I can give you a thing that you can apply. So the consulate in LA or New York, where they could pardon you, like, so you could come to Canada.
So why did they let me in last week then?
Yeah, but they didn't. This time you were like a point referral.
Yeah, because I have
last
tools.
time were you sent to the inspections last time?
No, they sent me here.
Yeah, that's the thing. You weren't sent. When you get sent in this area, it's more of a thorough inspection. Like we run crim check and everything from the U.S.
Yeah, so I came here last time and they sent me on too last time.
But you didn't go to here, right?
Yeah, no, I came straight here and then they sent me on my way.
Yeah.
Because they sent my coworker out and then they sent me here. So yeah.
This time, like he was like a point referral.
Yeah, because he asked about my tools.
Yeah.
He asked about my tools that I'm doing you guys' airport with. That I was here last week with the exact same thing because I went to Chicago, came back here with the exact same thing.
Only thing is they didn't run it last week. Like the crim check.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's in your records that I was here last week at this airport working.
But so still, now it's like when this showed up to you agree that was you, right? That the reckless back then.
I don't recall. Like I said,
but it's showing as you, and then about the giving the false name, address and all that, right? Was that related to what were you giving the false name for and that stuff?
And like I said, what year you said that was?
2014.
2014.
Was it because the DUI or that?
I'm not sure. Like I said, that was a long. What was that? Over 10. 2014 was over 10 years ago, so I don't recall.
But you remember that?
Like I said, it was over 10 years ago. Like a lot of times, I don't really remember yesterday, so I don't recall.
These two places, and there's one consulate there in New York and LA, where you could apply for we call it rehabilitation. So it's not so you're allowed to come to Canada in spite of it. But right now, there's not much you can do when it's like when it's the category that you're not deemed. You can't.
But I was deemed last week though.
No, but they didn't check.
So they must not have been doing their job. So I mean,
they didn't run like the search back then.
Okay, so I mean.
Yeah, so now that it was checked, not much I can do. Like have to deny your entry and then.
So you have like a supervisor because I don't have a way back home. I can't. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you want to speak with supervisor?
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
All right. Yeah, you have a seat there for a second.
Convergent upstairs, they hired us to build you. I work for Avantgarde, which is a Dormicaba company.
Yeah.
We were hired through Convergent. Our contact is Tifet. She's with Convergent.
What is it? Is it like after sales or like what the? What kind of?
We do exit lanes.
But did they contract? Like, are you you're not on a work permit or anything, no?
Well,
What they doing? Like, did they do the after sales for what they already installed? Like, what are you? Are you repairing or are you?
no, we're just straight installing your exit lanes. That's it. Yeah, the equipment was already here. We're just assembling it, putting it together. We did the whole single lane last week. We've actually done all of your exit
What's it
lanes.
called? Contra.
This one is Latifa. She's actually, you guys are actually here. It's for Convergent.
Convergent. Yeah.
Convergint. And that's
Right. Let me see
Latifa
the-
Quadri. I got her
let me see.
contact too. It's Fort Worth.
But is it last airport?
The last
airport
air,
you came in from?
yeah, last airport that was Dallas Fort Worth.
Dallas, Fort Worth.
And I
But
have,
did you connect?
so like, again, I
Which
can't.
city you live in? Like,
I live in Tampa now.
you live in Tampa.
Yeah, just don't have a Tampa address yet. That's where I came from, and yeah, my end location is gonna be in Tampa when I leave from here at the end of the week.
Oh, so did you go Tampa to Dallas this week?
So again, so the job sends me out to different parts of the country to build exit lanes and turnstiles.
Yeah.
So this time they sent me to Canada. I came from Tampa to what was it? To I guess we connected at some time. I got the itinerary. Then we connected. Then I came straight to Canada last week.
Well, which city you live in? You live in
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida.
So that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on a job in what is it? In Champaign, Chicago, at a municipal airport. We flew out American with the Dallas Fort Worth, came back here because I was here last weekend, and now that we finished the one lane that we did up here last week, they need the 2 lane built downstairs this week.
The suit, yeah, he's looking at everything, right? He'll talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah, man. We have a suit done now.
Over here?
Yeah.
God bless.
How can I help you?
Yeah, so I'm with Dormakawa of Avant-Garde. We were contracted through Convergent to install your lanes, your exit lanes for this airport here. I was here last week, and I believe I still got the itinerary from last week. I was here last week. Same deal. I came in, the guy asked what kind of tools I had. I said, I know you want to check them. I got, all the tools that I need for this particular job. They sent me here. They said, people that came after me, because my plane landed at 10, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what's going on.
So, just because you came through last week doesn't mean you're going to be allowed into Canada the next week, okay?
Okay, I understand that.
So every entry that or every time you come in, you're seeking a new entry to Canada.
Right. I
Right?
get that, yeah.
Okay. So last week you came and, you declare you're coming here for commercial goods work or whatever it is. Somebody takes a look at it, goes, yeah, what's the plan? Asks you a couple questions. Have a good day, right?
Oh, okay.
Tonight you ended up back here because you obviously said you're here to work. You've got commercial goods, right?
Commercial, what do you mean?
Tools is what my mind is. Tools are commercial goods.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't, I've never traveled, I've never been out of the country before, so this is new, I wouldn't.
No, totally. So like you say you're here for work, you've got tools,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah, this airport, yeah.
Yeah, you come back here and the officer obviously asked you additional questions. They ran what we call the indices check, which is a database check, which the U.S. does as well for Canadians going to the States. We occasionally run it for Americans coming up. He ran a database check and it shows you that you've got criminality coming out of the States, stemming back from I think like 2014 or even earlier.
Yeah, which was over 10 years ago, and I thought they do that already, because I had criminality when I was here last week, so.
No, we don't have, how do I describe this? We can't run every single person through our system. So when you scan your passport, it doesn't automatically run every single person coming through here, right?
I'm just trying to understand because this is new.
That's what I mean. So, like, you came through last week, that's one entry. An officer asked whatever questions they decided to ask and let you into Canada and proceeded that way. Today, an officer sent you back here for whatever reason. I'm not sure whatever that reason was.
I think I know what it is.
You ended up back here, and the officer here who's doing your exam ran you through, I guess, what we call NCIC, which is your criminal database in the U.S. We've got access to both.
Okay.
Ran you through the NCIC database for criminality, and it's come back for criminality.
Okay.
Right? So when you look at your criminality,
which was over a decade ago.
it doesn't matter when it comes to some of this. So I'll actually kind of break this. You can come over here.
Okay.
Your country and our country work a lot differently
No.
when it comes to some of this stuff.
I got you.
So right here is reckless driving, right? Which is your Georgia statute right here. And it's believe severity is unknown. So reckless driving in the States might be, say, a misdemeanor, which is in our terms like a summary offense. In our code for this right here, 320.131, in our criminal code of Canada, which would be the same as like the Georgia penal code,
Right.
is a indictable offense, right? Which is a felony charge.
Yeah, that would be a felony here.
Correct. That's why I said our countries, unfortunately, some of these things do it differently. So for reckless driving, the charge here automatically becomes a indictable offense.
Which
Which-
says severity unknown. So it's not.
It doesn't. What we do is we'll pull up the statute of the Georgia Penal Code
Okay.
for reckless driving, look it up, and compare it to the criminal code here.
Okay.
If it equates, then that's what we have to go off of, what is in our criminal code here in Canada. So in our criminal code in Canada, it's an indictable offense, which is equivalent to a felony,
Yikes.
right? And it is a conviction. If convicted, it'd be imprisoned for up to 10 years. Okay? So when you look at that rule and what it states in our criminal code, and then you look at what our Immigration Act states, and it equates to what we call serious criminality. Okay? So serious criminality is the right, as soon as you have that, there's no way of letting you in here at the port of entry, which is at the airport. You actually have to go ahead and like apply to the consulate in New York for permission to come to Canada. That's what this is, criminal rehabilitation right here. So this is what we're talking about, is rehabilitation. So there's the first one right here. What we call is it's an indictable offense, felony, and it equates to serious crime in our Immigration Act. All these other ones I don't believe equate or anything like that. So then we go to here, DUI from 2014. In 2019, our laws changed. So in 2019, if you had to say a DUI in say 2021, it's a serious offense, serious criminality here. It's imprisoned by a punishment of by up to 10 years in prison.
Right.
Back when you had your DUI in 2014, it's not serious crime. It's just deemed as a misdemeanor or a what we call a summary. Okay, so at some point between 2014 and 2018, 2019, when they changed the laws, they cracked down on DUIs. So it went from having like very small impact to now it's serious criminality, and it's punishable by up to 10 years in prison.
Oh, wow.
So this right here wouldn't matter right now, okay? And then the third one here is giving a false name, address, or birth date to law enforcement officer. Under our criminal code 4031D, it is a indictable offense or a felony, which is punishable by offense by prison up to 10 years.
Yikes.
So once you get into what we call 361B, serious criminality, there's nothing that we can do here at the port of entry to allow you entry into Canada. You're inadmissible. I'm not able to go down that road to allow you entry into Canada.
Okay.
So with those two charges from this one right here and then the first one that we talked about, reckless driving, you're inadmissible under 36(1)(b), which is a charge that is equivalent to serious criminality here in Canada.
So reckless driving and DUI.
Hence why I said a lot of things are different in your
Nice.
country than in here. Okay, so there is nothing that we can do here at the port of entry to facilitate you into Canada or provide you any type of ability to come in today to start your job or do your work.
Okay.
So you're inadmissible, meaning part of our job is we'll rebook you back to the United States on the next available flight. You came with WestJet, I assume?
No, I came American.
Dallas. So Dallas is the.
Where's home for you?
I live in Tampa.
Okay, so we'll make the arrangements to rebook you back to at least
Oh, and-
Dallas.
Oh man, Dallas.
Like, we'll get you to Dallas for sure.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. We can also ask sometimes, like, hey, he's got a. Do you have a return ticket?
No, I just got.
An airline works here is if you want to operate and bring people into Canada, if you bring somebody who is inadmissible or not allowed into Canada like yourself, the airline has to bring you back outside to the United States
Oh.
on their dime. Anything. I can at least get you to Dallas for sure tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know if I can get you to Tampa. It depends how much smooth talking that they're able to do on the phone.
Probably.
So what you would want to do is when you go back to Tampa, get in touch with the courthouses or wherever who owns your record in Georgia, and you want to ask to have it expunged
Okay.
or afternoon. Show back up here around 10:30 in the morning,
Okay.
and then we'll bring you upstairs to USCBP.
So we're gonna give you back the passport when you come back tomorrow. In case you need ID tonight, you could use this. You have your driver's license too, so. Down here, this is just the signing. So when it's allowed to leave,
Allowed to
it means that you could come back. You're not like excluded for a year, you know what I mean? So it means you could come back, like say if you get that for the consulate, the rehabilitation, you come back anytime, attempt to come back anytime. You're not excluded or anything, so that's what that means. So you're just withdrawing entry to Canada. So it's not like an exclusion order or anything. As soon as, if you get that fixed with the consulate, then you're allowed to come back. It means
allow you to withdraw your application. Leave Canada without delay.
yeah, because if we do it, if there's another way where it's if it goes to the minister's delegate, then they would do a 1-year exclusion order. So we're doing you a favor this way because it's a. I mean, like, say if you say I don't want to sign this, I want it to be shown to the minister's delegate. It wouldn't be a good idea because it's pretty black and white. Like they're gonna say, well, these are the convictions, that nothing I could do. But then they would end up doing a 1-year exclusion order. Then even if you get the rehabilitation, then you won't be back for it. We would come back for a year.
Oh, okay.
This is a lighter thing where okay, you could come back anytime, attempt.
Okay, so this
As
is
soon as-
the same thing.
Yeah, one's your copy, one's mine.
Oh, gotcha. Voluntary withdrawal application in Canada without delay. Yeah. All right.
Sometimes immigration consultants are cheaper than the lawyers, and then they could do like a package to try and get them to rehabilitate it and just say that you do important work with the airport.
Okay.
It's been a long time ago that happened.
Like over a decade, actually.
Yeah. This is just saying that we temporarily seizing the passport. We'll give it back tomorrow. Right here. So what this says. So this is the front counter. There's a phone number. We'll show you where it is. It says today at 10:30. Show up there. 10:30 a.m. But another thing is if you don't show up, then they do like an arrest warrant. Then that makes it way worse. Then it's like, then you won't be able to come back in the future. Like there'll be problems coming back in the future. So make sure you show up. Because right now, allowed to leave is not that bad. You could still attempt to come back in the future, but if you don't show up,
Oh, what
there's
else? Where I
arrest
show
warrant.
up to?
Yeah, we'll show you. I'll show you where. Yeah, so you just pick it up and it hold it up and it dials automatically. And then
And who am I calling?
then you just they're gonna say, what are you here for? Like the front counter phone, whoever has it, they're gonna just tell them that you haven't allowed to leave. They'll know. Just give them your name and everything, and then if no one picks that up for some reason, then when see the guard services, you can knock on that door. Usually it's open.